Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Ching. This lecture will focus on defining non-communicable diseases and why it's becoming a global health issue. First off, what are non-communicable diseases? They are sometimes referred to as NCDs for short, or chronic diseases. They are diseases that are not contagious and cannot be passed down from person to person. And they're usually long in duration, which makes them chronic. Usually takes a long time to progress. The four main types of NCDs are cardiovascular diseases such as heart attacks and strokes, cancer such as lung cancer, breast cancer, colon cancer, and prostate cancer, chronic respiratory diseases such as COPD or chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases and asthma, as well as diabetes, both types 1 and 2. As you can see here, cardiovascular diseases account for most of the NCD deaths, followed by diabetes and cancer and respiratory diseases. The four major factors of NCDs are tobacco use, unhealthy diets, physical inactivities, and harmful use of alcohols. Unfortunately, or fortunately, all of these risk factors are modifiable. Tobacco use accounts for almost 6 million deaths every year, including over 600,000 deaths from exposure to secondhand smoke. This is projected to increase to 8 million years by 2030. About 3.2 million deaths a year can be attributed to insufficient physical exercise, and approximately 1.7 million deaths are attributed to low fruit and vegetables consumption and leading to unhealthy diets. Half of the 2.32 million annual deaths are from harmful drinking resulting from NCDs. These behaviors and lifestyles lead to four metabolic and physiological changes that can increase the risk of NCD. These are raising high blood pressure, overweight and obesity due to unhealthy diets and physical inactivity, also high blood sugar levels, hyperlipidemia or high blood glucose level, and high levels of fat in the blood can lead to both diabetes and cardiovascular diseases as well as cancer. In the next several slides, I would like to point out some key ideas about non-communicable diseases and debunk current myths surrounding these NCDs. Number one, non-communicable diseases are the leading cause of global death, killing more than 38 billion people each year. So you can see it's a huge problem each year that is costing a lot of money in healthcare. NCDs are not diseases of the rich. Nearly 80% of NCD deaths, about 29 million, occur in low and middle income families or income countries. As you can see from this map, 90% of these premature deaths, meaning that these people passed away before the age of 60, they occurred in low and middle income countries. Many are African nations such as Chad, Sudan, Somalia, and Ethiopia, and Central Asian countries such as Afghanistan and Turkmenistan. Point number 3. NCDs are no longer diseases of the elderly. Children, adults, and elderly are all vulnerable to the risk factors that contribute to the non-communicable diseases, whether from unhealthy diets, physical inactivity, exposure to tobacco smoke, or the effect of harmful use of alcohol. As you saw in the previous slide, 90% of these premature deaths are in low and middle income countries due to low healthcare resources as well as lower capacity for prevention and control of NCDs. These diseases are driven by forces that include aging, rapid unplanned urbanization, especially in developing nations, and the globalization of unhealthy lifestyles. For example, globalization and unhealthy lifestyles such as unhealthy diets may show up in individuals as race, blood pressure, increased glucose level, elevated blood lipids, overweight, and obesity. NCDs do not just affect men. We used to believe that men are at a greater risk of heart diseases and lung cancer. However, more recent data show that 65% of all deaths in women are due to NCDs. We're definitely seeing more cases of intergenerational diabetes and hypercholesterolemia worldwide. NCDs are not the disease of the lazy. They are deeply rooted in the social determinants of health. As you have seen through the Gapminder activities, there's a huge correlation of social economic status to the quality of health. In low resources settings, healthcare costs for cardiovascular diseases, cancer, diabetes, and chronic lung diseases can quickly drain household resources, driving families into poverty. The exorbitant costs of NCDs, including treatments and the loss of jobs, are forcing millions of people into poverty annually, stifling development. And in many countries, the harmful drinking and unhealthy diets and lifestyles occur in both higher and lower income groups. However, higher income groups can access services and products that protect them from general risk, while lower income groups often cannot afford such products and services. Lastly, NCDs are preventable. It starts with healthier lifestyle by lowering the use of tobacco and alcohol, addition of more fruit and vegetable to the diet, as well as increase in physical exercise will help reduce the risk of cardiovascular diseases, cancer, diabetes, and chronic respiratory diseases. This slide is the World Health Organization's set of global targets to combat NCDs to achieve by the year 2025. So target number 1, we aim to have a 25% reduction in the risk of premature mortality from all of these NCDs. And we hope to achieve 10% of reduction in the harmful use of alcohol, 10% reduction in physical inactivity, so increasing more physical exercises, 30% reduction in the intake of sodium and salt in the diet. Target number 5 is 30% reduction in tobacco use, especially in persons 15 years and up. I know in Hawaii, we have a campaign trying to reduce the number of teenagers smoking. So we're trying to get legislature to approve that the law that you need to be at least 21 years old before you can buy tobacco products. And we're hoping that this will lower the use of teenagers using tobacco products, because research has shown that if you start younger, the likelihood of you continuing on through your life is much higher. For target number 6, we hope to see a 25% reduction in raised blood pressure or hypertension worldwide. And target number 7, that we hope to decrease or limit the rise of diabetes and obesity worldwide. In target number 8, we hope to provide more people with drug therapy and counseling that includes blood sugar control in order to prevent heart attack and stroke. And lastly, in target number 9, that we hope to increase 80% availability of affordable healthcare and essential medicine in order to treat these major NCDs in both the private and public sectors. So for more information, please visit the World Health Organization page on NCDs. This link will also be available on the content page below this lecture. Thank you and aloha.